Hello everyone, welcome to the Junebug Rancho. Today we are looking into the tragic plane crash that changed rock forever. October 1977. Lynyrd Skynyrd wasn't just a band, they were a phenomenon. They had just released Street Survivors, an album destined for the top of the charts. They were 5 shows into their biggest headlining tour yet, traveling in a 1948 Convair CV240. But behind the swagger and the sold-out arenas, a mechanical nightmare was unfolding at 6,000 feet. In just a few hours, the Freebird would fall, changing the landscape of rock and roll forever. The band's Convair CV240 was a vintage bird, and it was showing its age. Just 2 days prior, crew members saw 10-foot flames shooting from the right engine during a flight. Cassie Gaines, one of the backing singers, was so terrified she initially refused to board the flight to Baton Rouge, preferring to travel in the band's equipment truck. It was only after lead singer Ronnie Van Zant convinced her, reportedly saying, "If it's your time to go, it's your time to go," that she stepped onto the plane. On October 20th, mid-flight, the pilots realized they were dangerously low on fuel. A mechanical malfunction had caused the engines to burn through their supply far faster than planned. As they realized they wouldn't make it to an alternate landing strip in Mississippi, the engines went silent. The cabin went from a party atmosphere to a deathly hush. Ronnie Van Zant walked through the aisle, shaking hands with his bandmates. Then, the plane clipped the tops of the trees in a thick swamp near Gillsburg, Mississippi. The impact was catastrophic. The plane split apart upon hitting the swampy ground. 6 people lost their lives instantly. Lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines, backup singer Cassie Gaines, assistant road manager Dean Kilpatrick, and the 2 pilots. The survivors were left in a scene of absolute carnage. Drummer Artemis Pyle, despite having several broken ribs, managed to crawl out of the wreckage and through the dense woods to find help. He eventually reached a local farm, where he was famously, and accidentally, shot at by a startled farmer, before help was finally called. The injuries to the survivors were life-altering. Gary Rossington broke both arms, both legs, and his pelvis. Alan Collins suffered a cracked neck. The physical scars would heal, but the brotherhood of Lynyrd Skynyrd was shattered. The tragedy happened just 3 days after the release of Street Survivors. The original cover featured the band standing in flames, a haunting coincidence that led the label to immediately withdraw the artwork. The band disbanded immediately. For 10 years, the music stayed silent. It wasn't until 1987 that the survivors reunited, with Ronnie's younger brother, Johnny Van Zant, taking over lead vocals. While the band eventually continued, the crash remains the great what-if of Southern rock. What would Skynyrd have become if Ronnie and Steve had survived? Today, a monument stands in the Mississippi woods near the crash site. Fans still travel there to pay their respects to the poets of the South. Lynyrd Skynyrd's story is one of grit, tragedy, and an incredible musical legacy that refused to die in that swamp. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rock history, hit the like button and subscribe. Let us know in the comments. What is your favorite Skynyrd memory?